All right, Golf Pit fam. Welcome back to the Golf Pit, the place where everyone gets better. Today we're going to talk about something that affects, I would say, 95% of you. How do we get our day started on the range after a long day at work or at school? There's a couple of key components that you guys can focus on that are going to change the way your session goes and the progression you make in your golf swing. So come along with me, let's go check it out. Adam and I see people come in every day here, and you know what they've been doing all day? They've been sitting at the desk, typing. They've been sitting in their chair, listening to the teacher, not having a lot of movement, not engaging a lot of their body. So today, we're going to talk about 3 key components that you can focus on that are going to help make your after school or after work practice much more effective. The number one thing that we see when players come out after a long day of inactivity at the desk, at the computer, in the school chair, is that their posture is bad. They've been sitting down, not engaging their glutes or their abs all day in the chair, okay? And what happens is that creeps into their setup. Now, when their hips get back, like they're sitting in the chair at school, they don't have the connection, they don't have the setup required to create an efficient golf swing. So what does that mean? Well, we need to make sure that you guys start to get over the golf ball. Okay, what does that mean? Well, here's how I'm going to demonstrate this. I've got this alignment rod right on the ground, and I'm going to put the alignment rod right in the middle of my feet. Okay, now when I'm standing straight up, and that's what I want to do, I want to stand straight up, I can see that my hip joint is right over my ankle joint. Okay, and the weight is 50% in front, 50% behind. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my legs straight. I'm going to tilt out over my belt line, keeping my hip over my ankle, and all of a sudden I almost feel like I'm going to fall over, right? My toes are curling into the ground. I've got about 90% of the weight in the front of my foot here and about 10% in back, still with straight legs. Now I need to just slightly flex these legs and these knees, and now I'm going to be more about 70% in the front and about 30 in back, okay? This puts me what we call over the golf ball. This allows me to set up to play golf underneath me with space, okay? This creates and presets great angles in your golf swing. Every single person we see after a long day of school or at the office gets in here, and more than 50% of weight is in the back of their heels. Their hips are back, and they have no space underneath them and they're reaching. They're in a completely disconnected position, okay? So what we're gonna work on for you guys when you get to the range, after you do some stretching and you loosen up the body and you get ready to hit some shots, let's put our mind in our feet. Let's focus on the posture. Let's make sure we feel more than half, 60, 70% of our weight in the front half of our laces on our shoes. Boom. The front half, the heels are soft, the toes are heavy, my arms are hanging. We are in a great spot here to begin to make sure we are putting the pieces together to have a great golf swing. Let's get over that golf ball. Let's create space underneath us. That will all be very apparent if the pressures in your feet are in the right place, okay? We're presetting a lot of easy work in our golf swing after this. All right, guys, so we've got a great setup. We're over the golf ball. We're creating good angles. Number 2, we've got to make sure we begin to turn our body in the backswing, okay? Turn, 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 all right? Everybody that's been at the office all day, sitting in the computer chair, looking at the teacher, they're not making any rotational motions all day. Their body is just tightening up. So we think about some of the things that we've done before. We put the club across our chest. We make sure the priority is to begin to turn the body. Boom. To get the left shoulder in the backswing. Boom, going back to my back foot. To get my right hip and right shoulder more behind my head. I want to do this, and I want to keep the arms and the club in front of my body and my chest. What every one of you guys want to do when you show up after a long day of work or at school is you don't want to turn, and guess what? The arms take the club up, and guess what? Now your body wants to work and you open up, okay? And all that's going to cause is a lot of manipulation through impact to have to hit a good shot. So once we get in that good setup, we're creating space underneath us. Pressure's in my feet, good. I'm getting over that golf ball. My arms are hanging. Now I need to make sure I simply turn my chest and keep my hands in front of me. Boom, okay? We get over the golf ball. We get our body turning on the way back, keeping our arms and hands in front of it, and we are really setting ourselves up for the path of the least amount of manipulation through the golf ball. We can put the alignment rod on the instep of our trail foot, club across the chest, right? A drill we've all seen before. We call it the turn back drill, and boom, I'm gonna turn my chest and my shoulders back. I'm gonna get my left shoulder going down towards my back foot. I'm gonna get my right shoulder going behind my head, my right pocket back behind me. Boom, and guess what? Again, let's keep those arms in front of our chest. We can keep those elbows together. That will accomplish that every time. Boom, big turn, let it go. So we're setting the table. We've got a great setup. We've got a great turn in our backswing. Now, what can I do through the golf ball? Well, I already told you what you guys want to do after work or after school. You want to just open up your body and hit it hard. You want to do what, we've heard so many times, get the hips moving and open up. But you know what? To start the session after a day of not rotating at all, we need to make sure that we resist the urge to simply open up and leave the arms and hands behind. And we're going to focus on hand speed. Hand speed, hand speed, hand speed, okay? What does that mean? Well, I'm gonna make that nice turn from the good setup, and now I'm gonna feel my arms and hands really accelerate in front of my body. I wanna feel like I'm trying to throw a big heavy medicine ball all the way that way, okay? You wanna feel the speed more in front of you. I wanna feel like my hands are pulling my chest through the golf ball. Trust me, when you guys get warmed up, you're gonna be rotating more than you ever need to, okay? But if we start the day in a situation where the arms are going back and no body turn, and now I'm trying to open up, I'm stuck, I got no chance, okay? Great setup, good turn, good hand speed. Let's get the hands moving faster, okay? If the world of golf thought about feeling their hands move faster than their body's rotation, which technically is exactly what happens, everyone would hit it better. Let's get in here. I'm gonna be in a good setup, creating space underneath me over the golf ball. I'm gonna make a big body turn, and I'm gonna fire my hands through towards the target. You can know, guys, because you can listen for it. When you do this correctly, and the body stays a little quieter, and your focus is on hand speed, you're gonna hear the swoosh, you're gonna hear the noise and the speed, guess what? In front of you. Listen to this one now. Long arms. Whoa, no thank you. My back hurts already. I want you to remember 3 things next time you're coming out to practice after work or after school. Number 1, let's get in that great setup, get over the golf ball. Number 2, let's make that big body turn. And number 3, let's get those hands moving fast. You do all those things and you're gonna start your day with a great session. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.